All right, I know there's a lot of excitement about Drake Maye, and rightfully so. He's doing some really, really good things. And we saw some really good things last year now with Josh McDaniel. Seeing an uptick the last couple games in how he's playing. So I thought let's dive into it and let me show you what I'm seeing. And I think at first it starts with, to me, good solid concepts. Obviously, Josh had great success with Tom Brady. So they've developed an offense with good solid concepts. And I always feel like that, to me, is a key. Now, he's probably teaching in a lot of situations less pure progression and more read the field, because that's what Tom Brady was so great at. Okay, so as we run this, you see the big in throw over the top. Okay, and so again, good solid concepts. All right, we're going to run what some people call dig, or I call it pig because I use P concepts a lot. So pig, which is a double dig, and then the tight end here, he's going to push up here and then break out. For those that follow me on here, know that I'd rather have him a little bit wider off the bat. So I'd love for him to just get width first and then either hook, or if he gets matched to, then he can break out. And why is that so important? We're going to see here on this play. So watch, he pushes up to that linebacker right here. And you're going to see as he breaks out, that linebacker is going to match to him right there. That little movement outside, what's that do? It opens up this throwing lane right here for the in, which is what we want. And that's the reason why I like for my guys to get width right now. Get width right now, because once you get width, now this guy has to make a decision, and it's a quicker read for the quarterback. Quarterback's coming back looking at that guy, and if we push straight up into him, then it's like, okay, is he going to widen? Is he going to widen? Is he going to widen? We have to wait for our guy to break out. If we get width right now, he's got to make a decision right now. We get width, he matches to the width. It allows us to be a little bit more on time here, because what you're going to see is I want this ball already thrown. I want this ball thrown right as my guy is getting out of his break. And you're going to see this play here is just a touch late by Drake. And that's why his receiver has to slow down. The guy on the outside breaks it up, almost an interception, back, and you see a couple hitches. Right? And the reason I'll talk as an authority, because I felt like I threw this route as well as anybody. Now, off of this look, he doesn't get quite as wide as we would on a normal one, a normal in. So we used to always say throw it 2 yards inside the numbers. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit further inside because we don't get the width. But I want Drake to come back right there. One hitch, let it go. But here's the problem, right? This guy's still in the mix, so I'm not sure if he's going to pull out of that window or not. Now, this... I think it's deep enough anyways that as long as he holds it that depth, that we can throw this up and down and get it over the top, because there's great, there's great depth difference between the hook and the in, but it's that cloudiness that can cause us to wait a little bit longer, and now we're a little bit late, and that's the difference between a completion and a possible interception right there, is just those little details. But overall, I like the read. It was the right read, saw the right guys, made the right kind of throw, just needed to be a tick sooner. Okay, so here's one where they're basically just running double outs on both sides. So this is what we call pick a side. Okay, so everything is the same from a route concept on both sides. So you try to look for the best look side and pick that side. Now, the other thing we always have to consider is there's a back to this left side. So just because this look corners off, okay, so we've got 1, 2 defenders to that side. So if everything is equal, I like to go to the back side, because then if number 1 matches outside, I'm looking for number 2. If the number 2 defender matches to the number 2, there's nobody there for number 3. If I go to the other side, right, this guy's going to end up coming down. So if he takes the outside one and he takes the inside one, I don't know if I have the back or not to that side, because I don't know what's going on. So if all things are equal, you go to the left side, which is where Drake goes here. But I would just make the argument all things aren't equal. When I see this look right here and this corner off, I have a pretty good idea that this safety's coming down, because there's this huge window right here. But what I know is he's not going to come down in a position where he can really take anything away to that side. So I would probably go to the top, just because to me it's the best look side. And you see, you got a little better opportunity. It's a little tighter to the left. But regardless, it's pick a side. right? It's up to the quarterback. What do they see? And it's a good read off of what he sees. The outside guy buzzes, boom, replace right back inside. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about. If this guy were to move, you see where the back just replaces him right there, and that's going to be your completion to that side because you've got a 3-on-2. All right, this to me reminds me a lot of Josh McDaniels and Tom Brady. They're going to run a wheel combination here, so it's post wheel, and then off of the play action, they're going to run Gronk. Now, I know that's not Gronk, probably Hunter Henry right there, but Gronk through the middle of the field, off of the play action, and look to drive this throw into him somewhere, right? Tom Brady and Gronk made this play famous back in the day. Play action, find the window. There it is right there. I thought he had it right there, as he's coming out this backside. Everything over here clears out. There's that quick throw right there. Doesn't see it. And again, you don't see everything. And that's the thing with young guys specifically. They're going to miss some things. Now, when they miss something, what do they do with the football? What's the ultimate result when they miss something? Goes a long way in where these guys are development-wise, right? They miss something. Oh, shoot, I'm late. I jam it in there. I make a bad decision. I take a sack. Well, he misses it here. Yep, but what's he do? Nice job. Hey, let's get a positive play. Let's check it down to our back right here. And I don't know if he moved the chains, but he got close to moving the chains. But good decision. You don't see it. Nothing there. Find a positive play. Beautiful throw right here. So common play. And again, good solid concepts. Don't always have to reinvent the wheel, especially for young guys until they're learning this. Okay, so it's double post, over. Back's going to go to the flat. So can always peek the double post first. As long as those guys get depth, we're really coming back to this high-low right here. Okay, so that's exactly what happens. Both guys on the front side get depth. I'm reading the flat defender. Flat defender stays down. I'm going to make the nice overthrow over the top. Okay, so these videos are always about, showing what I'm seeing from these guys, but also I love to teach. Okay, so we're going to run an over route here, and then we have what I call an influence post on the inside. So for all young quarterbacks or coaches that are out there teaching, okay, the first thing, whenever I have one of these influence posts, and I know the backside is clearing out. I know the backside is not going to be in a position to attack this deep area of the field over here. Okay, so when I've got a play like that, so right now, I think it's Stephon Diggs running the deep over, so we're clearing out the backside. What I always like to tell my quarterbacks to do is, first thing I want you to do is I just want you to peek the backside deep defenders over here. Okay, so you're going to watch right here. They're playing man-to-man coverage. Okay, so this guy here is covering the tight end, and obviously this guy here is covering the over. So I always want to peek backside because if those guys come down like they do right here, or if they match to man and we're clearing out that area, the easiest throw is this one right here. With this inside post coming over, there's nobody back there. I got half the field to throw this guy open. So I always like to peek that first, and you see it. There's the big throw that he would have to the slot receiver right there if he wanted it. Nothing wrong with this over. Nothing wrong with going there against man-to-man. All of that stuff. This is just next level type thinking. Peek backside first. If those guys drop deep, you're off of that and you're back to your high-low read to the front side. But if they disappear, man, never want to miss a huge opportunity to get a big play like there is here. All right. So this play right here, I'm guessing it's a pure progression. Even though I know they don't run a lot of them, certain plays are set up as pure progression. Okay, so we have flat, corner. Okay, so this is a common one. Flat, corner, and then you bring something else in that direction. We can actually run a corner here, probably a man alert, and then an under here. Okay, so, and again, maybe it's not pure progression. Maybe it's pick a side depending on what you like. That's possible. But it looks like he peeks over here. 1, 2, 3, and maybe it's 4 or 4 back here with that pure progression. But again, maybe it is pick a side, but he starts his eyes to the left, and that's why I think to myself, maybe it's more of a pure progression as he's starting over there. And if it is, this is one of my problems with pure progression, is that so often quarterbacks rush their read because they're so worried about missing something on the backside that they rush through the front side of the read. Okay, so if that is the case, you'll see right here, there's a great opportunity. I mean, it doesn't get better than that to get the ball out of your hands quick, not put the ball in harm's way, give it to your back right here with this guy running over the top man, and take your chances. I think that's Henderson there, going one-on-one with that linebacker right there. So I'd love to see him just come out and boom, take that, if it's pure progression. If it's not, and I'm reading that side, so I'm just checking the coverage over there. Okay, don't like that coverage. Let me come back here against this coverage. No problem with that. He comes back quick. His inside guy beats the linebacker, and he just puts it on him. If it's pure progression, again, one of the things that I have a problem with is quarterbacks rushing through their progressions because they're not seeing the backside. They don't really know what's going on the backside, so they're so worried about getting there fast so they can verify what the coverage is that they speed through some of the early reads and they miss some easy opportunities like Drake did there. So again, I don't know the teaching, so I don't want to say he was definitely wrong. It's just something, again, I like to teach on these plays and on these tapes, and so that is one of my problems with the pure progression type stuff. Okay, he looks left again here, so I'm not sure what coverage he's looking for. It looks like they've got a choice with a 7 or a corner route over the top. He gets man-to-man over there, which could be a good opportunity against man-to-man with this concept. So he looks over there, something he doesn't like. And again, it's one of the hard things. If you start one side, never a big fan of starting one side, especially with quick combinations to the other side. That I'd like to go, hey, if I'm going to start to the left, I'm going to stay to the left, and I'm going to see who wins. But he starts to the left here. Okay, and so let's just look at the combination to the left side. Okay, so if he stayed there, okay, and maybe he didn't like it because they added a third guy to the mix. If he stays there, maybe you jam this choice on him. They screw this up, so maybe he throws the corner over there, but something about it he didn't like, so he comes back to the front side, and his front side read, okay, this is, again, similar to what we talked about on here, QBConfidential and Study Ball the last couple weeks, is that same popcorn combination. Okay, so it's a pop, it's a corner, and it's a swing right here. And it's against a quarters coverage, so this is one of the reasons why I'm always afraid to be late, because if this guy matches to the swing, and then we run this pop right here, and that guy matches to the pop, we don't have anything on the corn or the corner there because we've got a corner in an off position, so never want to be late coming to it. Now, his eyes going left may have held this linebacker to the inside, but knowing the combination to the right, man, I want to get there as fast as I can so I can make sure I don't miss it. And again, details. I actually saw the Patriots do this a week ago, but they don't do it here, is this corner. I'd love to see him seam inside and then push up and run the corner because it holds off this defender so we can have this particular route right here. But he does a nice job getting back there fairly quickly and finding the soft spot. The other thing that I don't like is I don't like this guy going inside, okay? This guy right here has plenty of room to cover if he's got to cover all the way to the sideline on the swing and the pop. So I never want to go inside and make the distance easier for that inside linebacker to cover than he already has. So I would love to just attack right here and stay with width and then go here. And now this guy still has to make a decision. He goes 2 yards wider. We still have this inside throw, but we force this guy to come 2 or 3 yards more with width to take that away. Stay down in the red zone. Really well done right here. I call this play Big Mac only because I had never really run this play, but I was sitting down with the quarterback in the NFL, and he said, oh, this is one of his favorite plays. This is what they call it. They call it Big Mac, so I call it Big Mac. Okay, so what it is it's what I call an influence shallow here. Okay, so I used to run a play called F post. So it's very similar to this because you would have these two elements, and it was one of my favorite plays too. So an influence shallow on the inside. So you're running at the inside number of the first linebacker inside of you, and you're trying to get him to pull with you. You're trying to get him to step down with you, thinking that you're going to go over the ball or you're going to go to his area, and you're trying to get him to, trying to influence him to the inside in some way, shape, or form. Then you're going to run the flat here. in hopes of widening the next linebacker. So you want to shrink the inside backer, you want to widen the outside backer, and you want to be able to hit this quick post in between them. Okay, so now here, they actually bring pressure with the inside linebacker, which is even better because now we're influencing the backside linebacker. So he's probably never going to be able to get over here and stop this angle. And then the outside linebacker type, okay, not the guy that I talked about, he's bringing pressure too. This is his safety coming down, and he widens with the flat. So really good read right there, bang. Getting the ball out, love the timing, stick the back foot in the ground, no hitch, no room to waste. Bang, puts it right on him. I don't think they called this a touchdown right here. I think he got stopped at the goal line, but really, really good play and really good timing right there by Drake Maye. Okay, so this here to me is like a choice route over here. Got a chance to break out, but he sees color out there. It's tough when you're running the clear out part of it from this tight of an alignment because you bring defenders and it gets really cloudy. Like right there, I mean, see what I mean? Like he's running his choice. He's still right here on his go. If I'm Drake looking at that going, man, can I throw that out there? There's white jersey right outside of him. Great job here. Again, I think this is Diggs that sits it up right there in the hole. So he's got a possible opportunity. It actually looks like Drake goes to the other side. And I'm not really sure what we're doing here. One guy looks like he's blocking here. The other guy, so I think they're actually trying to run mirrored concepts over here. If you kind of look at Hunter Henry, I think they're expecting this guy here to run a go, and then Hunter pushes up, and he's breaking out very much like Diggs is breaking out, and they've got the go over here. So I think it's mirrored routes on both sides. He actually chooses, so again, another one of those where choose a side. He chooses the right, and then, oh, it's messed up there. So again, good job, all right? It wasn't that he didn't see it. They messed up on the back end. Now, what do you do when there's a mess up? When things don't go your way on the back end, what do you do? Okay, he flips to the other side real quick. He looks at Diggs. He feels like he's late to Diggs right here. So he's been great at creating. Look, eyes down the field. Oh, man, we got an opportunity right here. Just missed the throw right here. Not sure if they called that a catch or not. But again, just a little bit off with the throw. Even if he catches it, it's low. But it's a great job. Not making a bad play worse, trying to jam it in there. Hey, go create. If you see something, take it. He makes a nice play down the field. And that's been one of the things that Drake has been good at, since taking over, is using his feet really, really well. When he doesn't see something, making plays with his feet, running, or buying some extra time, and then making some throws down the field. Okay, so here's another play action play right here. Okay, a hard play action. Looks to me like they're trying to run a go. Okay, they're going to run the tight end on a shallow. And then I believe Diggs is running an over here. So very similar to what we saw before, a go, post to one side, and a high-low. Instead of a flat, it's a shallow and an over right here. And a good read by both Diggs and Drake here. So Diggs comes and he goes, okay, I'm supposed to run an over. I see this body right here. Okay, this guy's going to run and cover me if I go there. So I'm just going to sit it down in the hole. A good job by him and Drake seeing that similarly. But again, another throw on the move, just a little bit short. The ability to engage your body a little bit more when you're off platform and make these throws. I know he can make these throws, but it's tough. He's adjusting the route. You're trying to move with bodies around you. Wasn't perfect timing, but I like the vision part of it. You're not going to make every throw in a game, but I like the fact that they're on the same page and they're trying to make this work. And I'll just say, this is one of the reasons why I don't like go routes on these plays. I like post routes when we have an over. Okay, and the reason is because too often the safety that's sitting there, middle safety, a quarter safety, whatever, wants to jump that over. And I always like to replace that guy that's jumping the over. Here, this safety comes down and looks to fill on the run. But either way, I like to replace him. When we run a go route over the top, right, this guy's going to chase the go route and take it away. So now we free up the safety to take the over. Obviously, the underneath guys can take that away. But what I know is this guy more often than not is going to be covered, if he's covered, from the back end by one of the guys inside. It's very seldom going to be the corner that falls off and covers the over route. And so I like to replace the guys that have the tendency to cover him, like to replace it with the post, and there might have been a shot there to get the post if that was the case. Okay, so we come back to similar type concept that we saw early on. Okay, so the pig, double dig combination. They're actually running a solo route over here with the back checking down. So this is what we call an alert. So you come out as a quarterback and you alert that throw, okay? Because it's kind of a solo throw. You're coming out to say, hey, do I have the perfect coverage for that throw? I'm going to come back and bang it, or I'm going to come back and look at it. Okay, so here we've got a corner off. You see that there's nobody else out there defensively. He's going to run it out. There's nobody that can really take it away except this corner. So that is a good look for us. So Drake comes back and looks at it. The one thing I will say is that he doesn't match his drop to the throw. Okay, I think he can make this throw easy. This corner is out. He's coming out of it. Make the throw. But Drake is still dropping. Talked about this or tweeted about this earlier on. One of the biggest things for quarterbacks is you got to match your feet to the top of these routes. So you're on time for the throws. He's still dropping when his guy's breaking out. Okay, so he missed that and he's not on time to that. This guy buzzes hard. So one of the natural reactions could be, okay, outside linebacker buzzes hard to take it away. Just drop it to your back right there. But I tell you what, I like what he does. Because to me, when we're running this pig route over here, I really only looked at this inside dig when we had man or zone dog, okay? And so if we have man, obviously you can read it inside out, because you got two in breakers. If we've got a zone dog, that means if somebody from the interior brings pressure, then there's voided areas in the middle of the zone. So then I would read it inside out to try to replace those areas, okay? But what Drake does here is, okay, so he's peeking over here at this. And again, I don't know if he was ever even really considering throwing it because his footwork didn't match. But, okay, so we get this guy to buzz. So now when I get this guy to buzz, what I know is that guy is in a bind here because he's either got to cover the back or he's got to cover that inside in that's crossing the field. And so Drake does a nice job of coming back, and he said, okay, I'm going to go from the out on the top to this in right here. If this guy takes away the in, I can just drop it to my back right there, and I can use it as a little triangle, 3-on-2 to the backside. Nice job being able to get it to him, finding that void there and rolling. Okay, so another thing here with the details. Okay, so here we've got this big in again, and I want you to see where this hook route goes. Okay, so the hook route, he chips first, and then he goes right there on the hash. Okay, and again, why do I not like this? Because this is where I want to throw the in route. I want to throw it right there. First of all, he gets really deep on this, so there's, you can see one guy can cover both of these right here. But the biggest thing to me is he's too tight. Because as he's tight, I can't throw this in until he gets past this guy. And so that's too far in to throw an in route. We don't want to throw it there. So if we were doing this again, okay, you want to chip, and then get width. Get width. Get out here 2-3 yards from the numbers, where now, if I want to throw this coming in, I got a chance to throw it outside the hash, but I can pull that hook defender out and create that window once again. Sorry, it was the guy dropping down, the safety dropping down becomes the hook defender. But see, he doesn't have to do anything. We're playing right into his hands because he drops down, we run right at him. He's going to stay right there. If he drops down and I get width, now what's he going to do? If he stays there with width, I'm just going to throw this one right here. If he comes and works in my direction, comes down and works to me, then I get the chance to throw the in up over the top. Okay, again, a bit of a Gronk special. Again, coming off the play action. They're actually really running double seam or all go right here. So it goes everywhere, and then the seams. But you come off the hard play action knowing that these are the guys that you're probably going to pull. You get a cover 2 look. Really like to peek that tight end right off the bat. Play action, boom, right there. Maybe a shot, maybe not. Maybe this guy does a good job of covering it. It looks like Drake's going to come back here, which isn't a problem. He could read the 2-on-1 to this side, but playing it very nicely. This guy's carrying. The safety's getting width. Don't know if he's going to have anything there. And again, not forcing it. Doesn't like it. All right, let me just tuck it and just get something. Okay, it's first down. I don't have to force it. I don't see it. What do? Do I take a sack? Do I hold on to it? Do I jam it in there? Nope. Good decision to just pull it down and just get a couple yards. Okay, really nice play right here. Now, I always say this. I'm not a big fan. This is what I call, and again, I don't know if they're running it like this, but this is what I call an RPO naked. And so a lot of people will have this run play on here this way, and then they'll read the defensive end, and the defensive end comes down. They'll have a naked bootleg coming in the other direction. Okay, so I'm guessing that's what we have here, although the offensive line make it look like we're running pass anyway, so maybe this is just a play action, naked, going that direction, and we're just trying to make it look like the RPO, so maybe we're not reading anybody. But I'm not a fan of making these play fakes out of shotgun because this guy sees the ball the whole time, right? If we're making this play fake, he sees whether I give the ball or pull the ball when we're in this shotgun type position. So here, down, okay, we get across, and you see not a whole lot open here for Drake, but this is a great job. He just continues on, but his eyes down the field. Those guys come off. Look at this. Just slips it right behind him. This turns into a touchdown right here off of what looked like it wasn't going to have a chance because there's nobody really open at all. He just prolongs the play with his feet. Eyes down the field, a little flip, good ball, and his tight end's able to do the rest with a little help blocking down the field. All right. So I'm not fully sure of the combination right here. Tight end kind of goes down the middle. This guy goes to the flat. This guy works through the middle too. We've got a stop route over here, and then we actually have the back checking right into that position, which I don't like. So I'm not really sure what we're looking to get right here. Okay, so again, I'm not sure. This guy's dead. Okay, this guy carries two, so he does a nice job of getting it to this guy right here. Again, not sure the concept, but oh, I'm sorry, he doesn't get it to that guy. I was thinking he could get it to that guy right there off of that look. But again, I'm not really sure what we're doing right here. And again, not making a bad play worse. All right, so just again, a teaching point. We're going to run like a hitch or a stop over here. I never want to check and bring my back right to that stop route right there because what it does is it brings this guy underneath the throw. I don't want to. I want to be more like when we watched that alert route with the out. Okay, now that alert is a hitch over here. I want to put the back inside, so if that guy buzzes hard outside, I replace where he's at. So if you see down the bottom, right, see how the back takes that guy right into the throwing lane. If he wanted to take this alert because it was one-on-one, he's got no throw back there to this side. So again, doesn't see it or it's not clear or not really sure what's going on here. Hey, don't make a bad play worse. Tuck it in again and again. Maybe don't get any yards, maybe get a few yards right here. But taking a negative and turning it into some sort of positive is a huge move for any young quarterback. Okay, so here's another one. Looks to be a similar type play to the double post with the over and then the back chipping to the flat. Okay, so come back and again, could read the backside if you wanted to, but this guy stays high. They rotate to a quarters look right here. What I don't like is I feel like this guy stays on the backside too long running his over. And when he stays on the backside too long, you'll see what happens. See how he stays on the backside and he stays outside this safety for as long as he does? And in doing that, he allows this safety to grab him right there. Now, maybe there's a shot at that inside post, but I don't like it as much because we've got defenders that are falling back to that side, but I really want my over to be over here. If he beats that backside safety by getting over there sooner, now we've got a great high-low off this backside guy. Now Drake is reading that high low anyways, even though his guy's not there, and that defender gets depth, so he just dumps it off. Good positive play. But the biggest thing to me is I want to see this guy dive in here and get across that safety, get to the middle of the field before he pushes up. Because watch, you'll watch him. See how he pushes up right here? He pushes up right here, but I need you on the other side of the field. So if you're pushing up on this back side of the field, you're never going to get there to allow me to read my over flat to that side. But good job here. Hey, I'm still reading my guys. I'm still reading the depth of the outside linebacker. He drops. Let me dump it off to the back. And once again, let's get something positive going. And that was something that was big in this game that we didn't see the week before against Pittsburgh. A lot of times in Pittsburgh, he was kind of holding the ball. He did a lot of good things, but holding the ball, and it led to a couple fumbles and him holding it and trying to make plays and I'm not working out positively. Here, he's getting back. He's seeing it. He's getting the ball out of his hands. And a big reason why they had such a big win here against Carolina. And I love this play right here. So again, just an all-go look. Hey, if we get one-on-one on the outside, you got one-on-one on both outside situations, pick a side and throw it. Okay, the guy's playing high shoulder technique. You could have probably thrown this over the top. We went over the top right there, but man, this is a dime in terms of, it is a 35-yard back shoulder, boom. Money throw on the sideline, good velocity, boom. Diggs is able to turn, catch it, and sets him up inside the tight red zone. Okay, and we're going to finish right here with a touchdown. Why not? Okay, so I like this play call. So it's similar to the Big Mac call. So they're going to have the flat. They're going to bring this guy down, and he's going to go over here to the middle of the field. And then instead of running the quick post there, they're going to actually run like a stop route right into that same window on that side. Okay, so we come back. And again, you see what we're looking at here. Read that inside linebacker first. We're trying to influence him. If he doesn't get influenced, what do? Replace him. Boom. Touchdown. Well done. Really, really well done. Okay, if I come in here and at this point he moves with my shallow, now what? Now we're going to read the outside defender. He moves with the flat, and we would have that throw. And you see it coming right there. We would have this throw right here in that window for the touchdown to that side. Okay? And again, I'm always about details. So for me, when I do this, what I'd like to do is I'd like to keep my body between myself and the defender. Okay? So I'd love to see Hunter Henry right here, okay? Just kind of push out at this defender, okay? Instead of pushing up the field, push out at that defender and then turn around so you keep yourself between man and ball. Here he goes a little bit higher and turns, or maybe he needs to take another 2 steps in this direction, but just stay underneath that defender so he can't get through you to get the ball. Because you see right there, see how he's breaking underneath? We never want to give him that window. So if I'm throwing it as a quarterback and that's the right read, he can come underneath and make an interception. So it's so key down here. I love the play call. You're running this little stop at the goal line, but I like to figure out, okay, who am I running this off of? Attack him, then turn around and shield him from the ball. So he's got to come through me if he's going to break it up at all. But really a good read there by Drake Maye. I get the inside linebacker to move, bang, replace it. Got ourselves a touchdown and a big win.